talking to? Who you talking to? Fuck them now, bro.
I'm not sure Jake Paul's that crazy.
That's a fucking bad idea.
AJ's gonna knock him out.
He's going to get hurt.
This might be a step too far.
So apparently the internet exploded because Anthony Joshua punched Jake Paul outside Miami airport. And naturally, people reacted like a global crisis had just begun. Because of course Jake Paul can't step off a plane without turning a sidewalk into a movie trailer. Within minutes the timeline was in full meltdown mode, even though this was easily the most predictable celebrity disaster of the week.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
It's wild how the internet collapses the second Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul appear in the same zip code. The moment word spread that something happened at Miami airport, people treated it like the celebrity version of a solar eclipse. And let's be real, nobody was shocked Jake Paul was in the middle of yet another confrontation. What actually stunned people was that Joshua didn't walk away like he usually does. Something snapped, and suddenly half the world became experts on airport security procedures. And the funniest part? It didn't even happen inside the terminal or during some dramatic scene. It was literally on the sidewalk, the most chaotic place on earth. Luggage everywhere, taxis honking, tourists yelling, and then boom, two of the most talked about fighters cross paths. Miami airport instantly trended like it had just hosted the heavyweight championship of terrible decisions. And of course this wasn't random. Tension had been simmering for months.
Let's go!
Anyone pretending to be shocked must have been living under a Wi-Fi-less rock. Every time Jake Paul talked about fighting real boxers, Anthony Joshua's name floated into the conversation like a summoned spirit of delusion. Jake kept poking, kept bragging, kept doing that classic YouTuber thing where he confuses loudness with power. It works online, sure, but the real world doesn't come with a comment section you can mute. Joshua stayed silent, almost too silent, which in hindsight was probably a sign he was stacking patience like infinity stones.
Boys.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world, an Olympic gold medalist. While he was winning Olympic gold, I was filming Vines in high school. What'd you say? AJ is a knockout artist with fights that have literally ended in seconds.
When they finally stood face to face at the airport, the tension wasn't just visible, you could practically feel it humming through the pavement. It had that, oh no, this is about to go badly in public energy. Witnesses say Jake walked up with that signature smirk he uses whenever he's about to turn real life into content. The one that basically says, this will get views before anything even happens. And he didn't show up empty. He brought attitude, a camera crew, his ego, and the usual spark that somehow always leads to public chaos.
He's fought legends, Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
Not gonna lie.
Joshua meanwhile was clearly in travel mode, hoodie up, bag slung over his shoulder, giving off the universal, I'm tired, don't bother me vibe. But Jake Paul doesn't read social cues. He runs over them like a kid on a sugar high. So he kept pushing, kept poking, tossing little jabs like he was warming up for a TikTok moment. And that's when the day veered straight into madness. Jake Paul knows exactly how to get under someone's skin. It's practically his profession.
I'm a little scared. And yes, little Josh is signed to my enemy, Eddie Hearn. And I know Eddie and all of you naysayers were saying that I wouldn't take this fight.
He doesn't even need to say anything sometimes. His face alone can spark irritation. And he leaned into that talent fully, talking loudly enough for the entire sidewalk to hear, like he was auditioning for his own drama series. Witnesses say he started mocking Joshua's safe fighting style, which is hilarious coming from someone whose career looks scripted half the time. Joshua first tried silence, then the annoyed half-laugh men do when they're one comment away from losing patience. But Jake kept going, because Jake always keeps going.
1%?
Jake Paul probably doesn't care about the money,
well,
but
he has plenty of money, and if he won, oh my God, if he beat Anthony Joshua, good lord. Good lord. I mean, that's a big if.
Eventually Joshua realized he had two choices: walk away and let Jake yap forever, or shut it down the oldest way known to mankind. And that's when the moment happened, the one being replayed online like it's some historic piece of footage. Witnesses say Joshua stepped forward, Jake stepped closer, and Joshua delivered one clean, sharp punch. Not a fight. Not a scuffle. Just a single, decisive punctuation mark. No theatrics. No build-up.
I mean,
Anthony Joshua,
I do not think-
Olympic gold
Yes.
medalist, former heavyweight champion of the world. What he did to Francis Ngannou, like,
know.
good lord.
Yes.
Do you want that smoke?
Yeah, I just think it's all.
Just the kind of hit a man throws when he's done participating in nonsense. Jake went full drama mode instantly, stumbling back, hands up, yelling about lawsuits and rematches, even though this wasn't a ring, wasn't a weigh-in, wasn't an event. It was literally the airport sidewalk at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. The crowd reacted like they just watched a blockbuster finale. People screamed, others filmed, a few tried breaking it up even though the entire thing lasted maybe 5 seconds. And somewhere in the back, one guy yelled, "World Star," because that tradition apparently lives forever. Security rushed in like they were filming an action movie.
Well, it's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him,
Yes.
for sure.
And will.
And will. I mean, I think
I know.
Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists ever.
Yes.
Jake started shouting about being assaulted, predictably, while Joshua stayed calm, stayed quiet, and looked like a man who just wanted to find his Uber and pretend the last 2 minutes never happened. Meanwhile, influencers posted reactions before a single video even appeared because attention waits for no one. And then came the aftermath, somehow messier than the punch itself.
Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it?
Jake wasted no time flipping the moment into a marketing opportunity. No surprise there. He dropped cryptic tweets, posted close-ups of his face, and acted like Joshua committed a crime against humanity. This is the same guy who manufactures half his beef, yet suddenly he's the champion of professionalism. The internet devoured it, of course. Hashtags erupted before anyone even knew the full story. Memes flooded the timeline faster than airport baggage. Fans defended Jake, others sided with Joshua, and plenty just enjoyed finally having a viral boxing moment again.
Jake Paul, excuse me.
Hey!
Who are you fighting, when, and why?
I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm fucking him!
What?
Because let's be honest, boxing hasn't seen this kind of online eruption since someone first uttered, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Joshua, meanwhile, handled everything with the calm of a man who doesn't owe explanations to anyone. No vlogs, no dramatic speeches, no shaky front camera confessions. Just silence, professional, cold, and controlled, which somehow made things worse for Jake. Nothing annoys an instigator more than someone who refuses to react.
I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm him.
Holy shit, just let me take a second. Is this motherfucker out of
Dude, it's light work.
Joshua's silence became the new storyline. Fans speculated endlessly about whether he'd make a statement. Spoiler, he didn't. And he didn't need to. One punch said more than any press conference ever could. What sent the situation into orbit wasn't the hit, it was how fast the internet started spiraling. Fans, fighters, influencers, and chaos addicts all jumped in like they were eyewitnesses standing 3 feet away instead of scrolling half asleep on their phones.
I think that answer will shock a lot of people.
At first I was against it, and I was just like, man, this dude, because when people was coming.
Boxing analysts treated it like a historic shift in the sport. Jake's fans cried ambush as if Joshua teleported out of thin air. Casuals who can't name 3 boxing rules chimed in for the entertainment value. Every platform invented its own dramatic version, making it impossible to tell who was reporting facts and who just wanted clicks. And the funniest thing? Jake wasn't even seriously hurt. Yet reactions made it sound like he survived a natural disaster.
About it, how are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on, like you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous. It really is.
Chaos stacked on chaos, a perfect recipe for a digital meltdown. Soon people were examining every frame of the video like it was criminal evidence. Slow motion edits, freeze frames, zoom-ins, angles that made Joshua look like either a hero or a villain depending on who posted it. Commentators became detectives, analyzing Joshua's expression and Jake's posture like they were solving an ancient puzzle instead of watching 2 grown men clash at an airport.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up.
Fans argued about whether Jake provoked the punch, ignoring the fact that provocation is literally his brand. Journalists twisted the narrative to suit their angle, some painting Joshua as unstable, others portraying Jake as a reckless instigator finally meeting someone who wouldn't play along. Everyone claimed their version was the truth, turning the whole situation into a global group project doomed to fail. Then celebrities jumped in because why not?
The Joshua thing is crazy.
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably...
Fighters laughed, some defended Jake, others quietly celebrated the universe for delivering a long-awaited moment of karma. Even politicians chimed in, because apparently no trending topic is safe from opportunism. Sports networks rushed out emergency debates about whether Joshua's reaction was bad for boxing, as if controversy hasn't fueled the sport since day one.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone forever.
Influencers milked the incident with dramatic thumbnails and titles like, "This is really bad." Meanwhile, Joshua was likely sitting in a hotel room eating room service and ignoring the storm. The contrast between the internet's hysteria and Joshua's calm was almost comedic. Jake, on the other hand, leaned into the chaos like someone who knows humiliation can always be monetized.
Because AJ, especially when it comes to fighting, is a serious dude. And I know Jake Paul, the problem child, he can be rude, he can be in your face. Remember when he snatched Floyd Mayweather's hat? And they do all the kind of things, Mike Tyson ended up slapping him in his face and standing on his toe.
He began feeding the narrative, hinting at the full truth, claiming he was blindsided even though witnesses said otherwise. He teased videos, statements, and possibly a fight announcement, because Jake never misses a chance to turn attention into profit. He demanded professionalism while wearing the same smug look he uses when instigating half the drama he causes. His fans defended him endlessly. His critics celebrated. And Jake barely had to lift a finger, the internet did the heavy lifting.
They don't like it because it's like, why are they disrespecting our sport? There's an Olympic system that you have to go through, and once you're qualified there, then you go through to the professional ranks. Whereas someone with a profile can just come out of nowhere and fight one of the best guys.
Behind the scenes, promoters and PR teams were probably having their worst day in years. A scandal between two fighters is bad enough, but a scandal between two fighters with no scheduled match? Even worse. Rumors flew immediately. Was it staged? Was a fight already planned? Was this all part of something bigger?
This is going to be the toughest fight of his career.
Shut up, relax.
The most embarrassing fight of his career.
Chair across your face.
Yeah, I think he's about to cry.
The speculation got so loud promoters had to release vague statements just to calm the storm, which only made fans more suspicious. And honestly, boxing has always turned chaos into money. So people weren't wrong to wonder. The situation practically had dollar signs stamped on it. As the buzz grew, another layer emerged. People started dissecting Joshua's mindset like they had PhDs in psychology.
I mean, you say that though, obviously he has self-belief. Any man who's got self-belief will put themselves in harm's way to prove their point as a dangerous man. Don't get me wrong, no matter what happens.
Old interviews, press conferences, and childhood stories resurfaced as people tried to explain why Joshua reacted physically. Some blamed stress. Others said he was tired of YouTubers disrespecting real fighters. And many simply believed he'd reached his limit with Jake Paul's antics. Joshua has always been composed and disciplined, so for him to snap meant something pushed him farther than usual. But online detectives acted like they uncovered a hidden truth, when sometimes a person just reaches their breaking point.
This is another level. This is a really dangerous... He ain't fighting a granddad. He isn't fighting a grandfather. It's absolute lunacy.
Meanwhile, people dug through Jake's long history of controversies like they were building a legal case. Every staged feud, every disrespectful remark, every provocation resurfaced. A highlight reel of Jake being Jake. Some argued Joshua went too far. Others said Jake had been asking for this for years.
So that's what he wants though. So it's not crazy, he's getting what he wants. It's not crazy. That's what I said, I don't think Jake's crazy. He's a realist, he's a logical man, and he wants to fight,
And that's why the punch went viral so fast. It felt inevitable. Not random. Not shocking. Just the moment Jake's entire boxing arc had been building toward. As the online noise grew, airport witnesses started sharing their own stories, each more dramatic than the last. One claimed Jake insulted Joshua. Another said he blocked his path. Another said he called Joshua washed. Someone else insisted Jake was filming intentionally to provoke him.
What advantages does Jake Paul have over Anthony Joshua?
Absolutely nothing. There'll be no advantage. I mean, he's not done anything in boxing to have one advantage over him. There's not one physical advantage, there's not one...
Truth didn't matter. People believed whatever version matched their bias. Even taxi drivers and airport staff jumped in. The whole thing became a messy collage of conflicting testimonies. The incident turned into a mix of half-truths, exaggerations, and imagination. But none of that stopped the obsession. The wildest part? This wasn't even the most dramatic moment of Jake Paul's career.
It's insane. It's dangerously insane. Is right. And I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime, but because he says some crazy shit. But he probably could knock him out with his bell end.
This one hit differently because, for once, Jake wasn't in control. He wasn't directing the chaos. He wasn't the one pulling strings. He was caught off guard and people loved it. Watching a professional instigator finally get jolted out of his comfort zone hits a certain nerve. Especially when the other person is as respected as Joshua, who delivered that punch with zero theatrics and maximum finality. One clean cause and effect moment.
Just wanted to come in here and remind everybody that that bum couldn't beat me when I basically had a broken hand. I had one hand and he still lost. Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy, and everybody weighing this fight up, don't bother, because he ain't worth a shilling.
As hours passed, the incident evolved into a broader cultural debate. People argued about influencer culture, celebrity entitlement, the limits of provocation, and what happens when online bravado meets real-world consequences. Some saw the punch as symbolic, a reminder that real life doesn't play by internet rules. Others didn't care about meaning at all. It was simply messy enough to be entertaining.
Young boxers, I always say, don't wait until you become a champion before you announce to the world who you are. It's too late then. You need to get people following you, so by the time you're a champion, everyone's ready to buy a ticket.
Even though neither man suffered serious injuries, the impact on their public image, their rivalry, and their futures was undeniable.
Big boy!
Whether this leads to a fight, a collaboration, or a feud that never ends, one thing is certain. The moment outside Miami airport will be referenced for years. It shook the internet, rattled the boxing world, and proved that when Jake Paul pokes the wrong person on the wrong day, chaos doesn't just happen. It detonates,